Listen, no disrespect Alan Wake 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Starfield, you all look amazing. But chances are, if you saw any Gamescom's coverage this year, it was these games. But lurking just beneath the AAA big hitters was a bunch of inventive titles that captured our imagination and reminded everyone that the modern industry is still a broad church where artistic expression and experimentation are valued. By which I mean, there was a giant cottage on chicken legs at one point, and how bad can a conference be after you've seen that? Grab a G502X Plus gaming mouse so you can be prepared for whatever new releases you'll be getting, and let's roll out 7 games you might have missed from Gamescom 2023. District 9 director Neil Blomkamp is making a game. Details on Off the Grid are appropriately thin on the ground, given its name, but based on the trailer that dropped at Gamescom, Blomkamp is still interested in near-future dystopian cityscapes and high-tech gunfights. It's a third-person battle royale with laser walls and bionic legs, and, it's been noted, NFTs. Not the most popular 3 letters in the industry right now, but developer Gunzilla Games has clarified that progress isn't put behind an NFT paywall, and that the game never directly sells them to players. They're optional. Which is just as well because, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but laser walls and bionic legs.
Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, the bottom of the screen.
To tell you the truth, I've got absolutely no idea what's going on in REKA. And that's exactly why I love it. It takes something pretty left field in the modern games industry to make you say to yourself, I've never seen that before. What we all learned at this year's Gamescom is that a fairy tale cottage being walked around on giant chicken legs is one of those things. In fact, this is something of a witch simulator. It's based on the Baba Yaga character from Slavic folklore, and has you exploring gorgeous woodlands that Geralt will be right at home in. It looks like there's a pretty deep home building element here too, and you could furnish your witchy dwelling with an impressive degree of granularity too. It's due in 2024, and I can't wait to hear more of its haunting soundtrack when it arrives. We've seen a lot of Souls-likes over the last decade, but until now, there's usually been a clear gap between the genre offshoots and From Software's incredible action RPGs. But things might be about to change. Whisper it to yourself and then don't tell a soul. But Black Myth Wukong might just be From Soft tier. It's not going to feel like the Dark Souls universe though, that's for absolutely sure. For starters, you play a monkey, who occasionally shapeshifts into a flying insect or a big old monster, and you're soundtracked by the score from semi-obscure 1986 TV show Journey to the West. So, not medieval knights and gothic castles then. Black Myth's Gamescom showing gave a great look into its flowing combat and some meaty looking boss battles, and you've got until summer 2024 to sharpen your skills before it arrives. COD fans want COD, Forza fans want to look at reflections in expensive bonnets. But what really cuts through the noise at a massive show is a bouncy, boisterous cartoon adventure game about peas and Yorkshire accents, because it looks completely different to anything else there. It calls itself a comedy slapformer, presumably a slapstick platformer, centering on a big-eared salesman's big appointment in the mind-melting town of Barnsmouth. At this point, that's all I need to know.
Oh, you again? When am I going to see the back of you, you wee melonhead?
This one was revealed long before this year's Gamescom, and it's out imminently this month, but that didn't stop the many pieces of Mr. Coup from turning heads and even being nominated for Best Visuals at the conference. You can see why. This hand-drawn point-and-click looks like nothing else. Developer Gamera Nest has captured the surreal 70s style of animation so perfectly here for this point-and-click adventure, in a similar way that Cuphead painstakingly recreated the rubber hose cartoons of the early 20th century. And while this is definitely more of a head-scratcher than a button basher, Mr. Coup definitely deserves his Gamescom moment. Do you remember Turok, the misty dino shooter from yesteryear, where you defeated raptors with a bow and arrow and whizzed around collecting gems? Yeah, that. Well, Night Dive Studios, the absolute gold standard in remaking and remastering classic games, is following up its incredible System Shock remake from earlier in 2023 with Turok 3: Shadow of Oblivion Remastered. Every scale and claw from the N64 shooter has been lovingly rebuilt for modern systems, with bloom, ambient occlusion, and motion blur all newly added, while textures and animations have also been rebuilt from the prehistoric ground up using original game assets and artwork. Night Dive's such a specialist in knowing how to modernize these titles to make them more user-friendly without losing the original atmosphere. and we'll find out if that's true of this remaster in November.
It intends to hunt them down.
Announcing an October release date in among the Gamescom throng was Hellboy, Web of Wyrd, a new graphic novel adaptation made in partnership with Dark Horse Comics that pulls off the rarest feat and actually looks like a comic book brought to life. It's actually a roguelike, and that feels like the perfect genre marriage for a well-meaning half-demon with biceps like watermelons. All the combos he can unleash will be a good outlet for him as he breaks down his enemies' toughness meters and sweeps them aside on his mission to locate a missing BPRD agent in a strange dimension known, appropriately enough, as the Wyrd. Not long now, it's out October 4th.
Here goes nothing.
So, that was 7 interesting games you might have missed at this year's Gamescom. Let us know what games you're excited for in the comments below, AAAs or otherwise. Give us a like and subscribe to the Logitech G channel so you never miss another video.